Great racing action continues on the screens of 7 today. The 137th running of South Australia's Great Sprint, won by the iconic Black Caviar. Last year, Alice Springs Superstar and Savva 2XL winning for the McAvoys. And this year, will it be a 3-year-old colt who makes his way towards being an elite stallion? Extreme Warrior with Jamie Carr in the saddle will be our favourite.
At Morphettville, and looking at the menu today, we've got a big straight 6, 1200 for the sprinters at Flemington, as well as the Lord Mayor's Cup over 2,000 metres for the stayers at Rose Hill Gardens, which has been a little bit wet during the week, but we're racing on a heavy track, but I think the sun's out.
Yeah, that's right. Over 60 scratchings at Rose Hill as well today. A proud South Australian on South Australia Racing's great day, Bruce.
I am, Richo, and we've got a lot to look forward to, as Katie said, so not just...
Savva 2XL is the defending Goodwood champ, holding out some more fancied runners in last year's edition.
But it's Forster. Savva 2XL takes the Goodwood.
Behemoth is hoping it's 4th time lucky. The popular local has finished 2nd, 4th and 7th in his previous Goodwood attempts.
Behemoth flying. Dispatch wins the Goodwood.
Will recent Group 2 winner Bella Nipotina give the Ma and Eustace team another trophy?
Bella Nipotina's won the last.
3-year-old colt Extreme Warrior is the favourite and has Jamie Carr on board, carrying just 53.5 kilos.
Extreme Warrior under the whip is going to dart away.
Nick Ryan and Billy Egan are both chasing their first Group 1 wins, with Inform gelding Regards Marie.
Regards Marie won again.
It's a field worthy of celebrating the 140th year of the Goodwood.
Yeah, terrific field, isn't it? So many great stories in and around, Bruce. And for Ryan Balfour, he's trying to join the family act.
Absolutely. So he's a trainer in South Australia. He's not so young anymore. He's been around for a while. He's a very, very good trainer. He's got Outlaw's Revenge today. Now, his father, David, who was such a colourful and well-known character and loved character in South Australia, here's Ryan now with Outlaw's Revenge. David won this race with Beau George in 1990. Their stables are named after Beau George. He was sort of their horse. But also for Ryan, his mother's father, Tom Neill, won the race in 1969 with Picago. So it would be grandfather, father, son winning the race of Outlaw's Revenge could win for Ryan Balfour today.
Terrific story, isn't it? Let's assess them all in the mounting yard. It's $500,000 in prize money. And Bruce, we start with a big boy.
Yeah, so his 4th go, we've talked a lot about him. I think the track conditions suit him perfectly, Richo. He'll steam home. Here's last year's winner. It's been hard to win it twice, Richo.
110 years ago, Muscat Bell went back-to-back in 1911 and 1912, and before that, Mostyn in 1894 and 1895. They're the only 2 dual winners, Caitlin. It's damn hard to win, isn't it?
Yeah,
back-to-back. What about the Inferno?
Well, he can win the race, absolutely. He's drawn a really good barrier to get that nice run that he probably wants and needs. He ran 3rd behind Free Adet last start. Before that, he was a bit disappointing in the Discovery and the Lightning. So I think he's got the ability. And he's a horse that I think takes a little bit of racing to get fit too, being a little bit that much older. Here's the astrologist, Richo.
I'm sure he'll run really well because that's what he always does, isn't he? He's just so honest. He's placed in runner-up in a Newmarket, and that looks great form, doesn't it? Rockin' Horse was the surprise winner, but gee, he ran really well. We're barracking for this guy, though, for Andrew Mallion, and also for Robbie Griffiths. Yeah,
absolutely. He's a horse that Andrew gets along with perfectly. I think he's ridden him he's had 5 wins on the horse, and he runs out of his skin for him. He ran 2nd behind September Run in the William Reid. And then I thought he was really good at Sale last start, so he's kept a little bit fresh from there. He'll run well. Here's Regards Marie, Barrier 1, Nick Ryan and Billy Egan teaming up, Bruce.
Yeah, don't like Barrier 1 from what we've seen so far today, Katie, but he'll be strong late. It'll be a breakthrough Group 1 for Billy and a great through Group 1 for Nick as well. He's going well. He's coming back in journey. He'll be strong late.
Number 13 is Lombardo in the colours of Kathy Haynes. Her father, David, was the owner of the great Kingston town, and think of all the Kingstons. They're incredible. He probably won one of these. I haven't even looked through the history to see his colours. He won everything else, but Lombardo for the Price Kent stable, and Mick Price has won it on a couple of occasions. Bella Nipotina, well, Mar Eustace can do everything.
Yeah, they can. They've been absolutely flying. So is Johnny Ellen, her jockey. She won the Sapphire 2 starts ago at Randwick, and then wasn't far from disgrace from in the Sangster last start, so she can run well. He is not an option.
This is my best roughie in the race. I think he can run a slashing race. I loved his win in the Hariba. He was solid in the Bella Spree, draws a gate where Paddy Maloney can really decide where he wants to go, and I think in the Lindsay family colours, he can run a huge race. And ditto for the Wangoom winner, but 1997's the last Wangoom winner to win this.
So last century, Richo, but Tony McAvoy and Calvin have won 2 of the last 3 Goodwoods. Is he a wet tracker? He's got fantastic form, but is he a wet tracker?
Son of your song, you probably think it.
Yeah.
Number 19, does he win this colt for his last race start?
He is. I think he can win, absolutely. I've got him on top with 53.5 kilos. He's just the young, progressive young horses, and he's a 3-year-old. He's by the sire that you want to be with in Extreme Choice. He won so impressively first up. It is a step up. It's a Group 1, but I think he's capable.
32 3-year-old winners in the history of this race, but only 4 in the past 30 years. And the last 3-year-old colt to win was way back in 2006. It was perfectly ready, trained by Mick Price. He knows what it takes. General Bow and Manhattan Times, they've got big chances in the race as well, Grace. Will he get an easy time up there on speed, the favourite Extreme Warrior?
He won't get it as easy as he did when he won first up at Caulfield, Richo, but I think Saboteur Excel will push forward free of debt. I think they'll go down to the rail pretty quick. I think Extreme Warrior's in the first 5, long way. I just think he's got a really good body of work behind him over the last 12 months and a real chance to win a Group 1.
Fred Kersley, wouldn't that be fantastic for Fred to join the Group 1 club? But my roughie in the race is the former Kiwi and not an option, who's trained by Mike Moroney, whose stable's in terrific form at the moment. James Jordan, a brilliant judges with another 3-year-old in Manhattan Times, Bruce, who you've had such an opinion of. He gets an opportunity today. He
does. I like his draw. What a moment for Jess Eaton. I think he'll win, Richo, Manhattan Times. He was $51 earlier this week because wasn't expected to get a run at one stage. When I say I think he'll win, I think he's still a good price. I think Behemoth is the main danger. I'd love the favourite to win. It would be a great story. And for the future, I'd love him to win and make a stallion. But I'm with the South Australians.
Grace, a quick thought?
Well, I'm not copying you, Richo, I promise. You can check my bet slip to be sure, but I really like not an option here at an each-way price. Behemoth, the biggest danger. But I just need to mention one horse, and it is Manhattan Times, because there's plenty of money coming for him in the last couple of minutes, into $18 with Jessica Eaton aboard. OK, I'm liking the confidence. I'm happy that you're on board with me. What do you think?
I think that just goes to show that everyone's got a different opinion, because it's such a wide-open race.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these horses can win. Obviously, I'll be cheering for Holvorsen. I think he deserves it. He's been such an honest horse the whole way through, from Robbie Griffiths and Mike de Kock, and I know they've been absolutely trying to win a Group 1 with him. He's won over $1 million in prize money, and he's just been such an honest horse for all his connections. He'll get the right run and probably might want a little bit of luck, but seeing them come off the fence, they might all open up. So I think every horse will get their chance in this, but I think the 3-year-old colt, Extreme Warrior, if he can put his best foot forward, he's going to be worth a lot of money. Oh, Bruce, it's a great race, isn't it? And you've touched the point about what it would be if he was able to win this race, this 3-year-old colt, how important it would be for him. But I think it's important for the race too.
Exactly, and that was one of the reasons I was affectionate about his chances here. So it would do a lot for the race. So this is set weights and penalties. No 3-year-old colt's ever won it at set weights and penalties. The last 3-year-old colt was still under the handicap conditions. But, guys, it feels like a handicap with the field and the big field. There'll be a lot of pressure. They will come to the middle of the track. They'll be sweeping, and that's what worries me about Extreme Choice. I just feel like he'll get exposed a fair way from home, and I'm looking for a Behemoth or a Manhattan Times to sweep over the top. So, Katie, I'm thinking maybe Jess Eaton and Kayla Crowther will Canella the race.
Oh, what a story that'd be. First run in 1881. So here we go, 137th running of South Australia's Great Sprint. The time-honoured Goodwood. Brett Davis has the honour of calling it.
Boy, and Barr and Forster. The Inferno alongside of Free of Debt. Now the Astrologist comes forward. Standing well, Extreme Warrior, Bella Nipotina. So we're almost ready to run for the Furphy Goodwood. Bo Rossa. Here he comes, the big boy, Behemoth, moving into the gates. Now Azar, General Bo, Frankie Pino, Lombardo and Ironclad to complete the line. So the fourth and final Group 1 of the Adelaide Racing Carnival. And almost capacity field for our feature sprint race here in Adelaide. Won by some of the greats of sprinting in Australia over the years. Black Caviar, Takeover Target. I was here to see Keeper win back in the late 90s. He went on to be a fabulous stallion at stud. Bo George, of course, won in 1990 for David Balfour, who has his son represented here, Ryan, with Outlaw's Revenge. So there's so many stories for so many people leading into the running of this race, with each individual charger, and the nail biting is nearly over. Now Frankie Pino, General Bo, Lombardo and Azar. The others are all standing well. The Furphy Goodwood, $4.20 now, Extreme Warrior. On tab fixed betting, he's the favourite. Azar comes forward, and Lombardo to move in for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr., who've had a fabulous carnival. Zach Spain is aboard, his only ride for the day. So almost there. It's a decent process over at the start for the attendants, and we're almost ready to decide the fate of the 2022 Furphy Goodwood. The 3-year-old Extreme Warrior, one of 3 3-year-olds in the race, is the race favourite, $4.20. 2 mares, Bella Nipotina, Instant Celebrity. Steve Pearson on the stand. Lights on, the Furphy Goodwood. We're ready. Set. And racing now. Behemoth a little slow to get going with Not an Option and Hal Vorsen, and Frankie Pino's gone back. Bella Nipotina came out running. Lombardo, Bo Rossa, Savatu Excel, not far away, Extreme Warrior with the Astrologist, and then Azar, Free of Debt, Outlaw's Revenge. Very deep on the course is Instant Celebrity. Outlaw's Revenge is out there as well. Then came the Inferno, Regards Marie, worse than midfield. Then Ironclad, Hal Vorsen. Manhattan Times has got well back in the field, and so too Frankie Pino. Big Behemoth is back, 3rd and 4th last as they sweep up to the bend, where the leader now is Lombardo, cruising for home. It's Lombardo turning in front from Bo Rossa. Just in behind them as they sweep into the stretch, the Astrologist. Then Bella Nipotina, Savatu Excel, Free of Deck gets to the outside. General Bo starting to wind up from back, and so too Behemoth. The leader Lombardo, Bella Nipotina, Behemoth winding up, the Astrologist. Then further back to Not an Option. Lombardo kept going in the Goodwood from Hal Vorsen and Frankie Pino. Lombardo He's unbeatable here at Morphettville. 5 out of 5 and he takes the Group 1. Hal Vorson, Frankie Pino from last, might have pinched third in front of the astrologist Bella Nipotina. Then Not an Option from Behemoth, Savatu Excel, Regards Marie. Further back, Azar, Bo Rosser, The Inferno. Then Extreme Warrior, Instant Celebrity. Manhattan Times never really got into the hunt with Outlaw's Revenge, Ironclad, and Free of Debt, one of the last.
So Mick Price and Michael Kent continue this extraordinary run for Zach Spain as well. So the leader won, and look, we thought they might sweep over the top. So Lombardo has won 3 out of 3 on the big track and 2 out of 2 on the Morphettville Parks track. He's 5 for 5. Katie, you talked a lot about Mick Price and Michael Kent and their extraordinary record in Adelaide. They have swept the board. Well, not every horse probably got its chance, but I think enough got their chance to run him down. Your brother has run another placing, so he did a great job as well.
Yeah, he did. He's an honest horsehold horse, and he just wasn't good enough on the day in Lombardo. He's just... Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr., they just cannot do any wrong. He won with dominance in the end. He had plenty to give, and Zach Spain with a Group 1 winner here is massive for him, and well done to all of the connections.
So Lombardo wins for Burnawang North Pastoral. Kathy Haynes in their colours joins her father with all the Group 1s that he won with the mighty Kingston Town and Rose of Kingston, Spirit of Kingston. The list goes on and on and on. We're going to quickly get to Rose here at Morphettville. What a win to Lombardo. Is a Group 1 winning sprinter. Let's hear from Mick Price.
And 18,
well, Mick, what about this horse and his record in Adelaide? He's 5 from 5 here now.
I don't know. He can't win down the straight. I saddled him up in Melbourne. I don't know. He just might be, I don't know, adrenalised by a trip away. I had to saddle him up. It was like saddling up a big bear, you know. He stood on me, shat on me, bloody. He was just booming, ready to go, you know. And I just said to Zach, not worried about what goes on in this race. Back yourself, back your horse, and ride your own race. I don't want to be talking about tactics and who to follow and who not to. I said, just ride your own horse and let it roll, you know. So very good for Zach, you know, because he come to me in as a sort of apprentice, and he's a very good kid, very good hard worker, and I was glad that he was able to maintain his association with the horse. Very good for him.
You tested this horse in a Group 1 earlier. He ran in the Manikato at Moonee Valley. Did you think you could win a Group 1 with this horse?
No, but he deserves his chance. And when your rating goes up, I mean, you know, you've got to put him in races. You've got to keep climbing the ladder. So he deserves his chance. And look, Kathy Haynes bred him, and she's bred some nice, tough horses. And what can I say? You know, you've got to run them, give them their chance. And when it drew poorly, sometimes you just got to forget about that stuff, don't you?
And Mick, there were horses that sort of launched at him up the home straight, but on the line, the margin's probably, what is it? It's a length and a half. It's a comprehensive win.
Big, free, striding, son of I am invincible. I bought him for one of my Colt syndicates, so naturally had to geld him. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He's been a lovely horse to race. He's got some fantastic people in him, and it's a great day for everyone.
You mentioned Zach Spain and the fact he spent time with you as well, but it's so special for Zach as well to come back here to Adelaide, where really he made his name initially in the saddle, apprentice to the Kennelwells.
Sure. Well, look, you know, Zach's a worker, and he's humble. He's a humble guy, and he's polite, and he does his best, and he rides a lot of, you know, a lot of average horses in the bush for us all the time, and he's a sort of work horse, and he's down the order of entry for jockeys in our place, but and don't worry, we did try a few before him.
Hey, this has been a very, very good carnival for you for a lot of years, hasn't it, Adelaide?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, we bring the right horses, and Chris Beige is good at what he does, and, you know, the fundamentals still have to be right. You have to have the right horses in the right races with the right jockeys, and, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
We're just looking at the concluding stages here, Mick. Your other runner, Extreme Warrior, he's finished out the back, really.
Look, he's ready for stud. You know, he's a colt, and he was quite difficult to saddle up today, and it's not his normal form, that, but, you know, the deal's done on him, and he's ready for stud, and he'll sure be a good bull.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
And a little shake of the hands there with Mick. And well, Zach, I spoke about this when you rode him to win here recently. His first ever start in a race, it was Zach Spain on his back that day at Bendigo, February, many years ago.
Yeah, it definitely makes it pretty special, especially you know, just for Mick and the whole team and Mick and Jen, you know, to have faith in me and put me back on him. And look, he just loves Adelaide. That's all it is to it. He just thrives when he's here, and just shows how good of a trainer Mick and Michael are. You know, they do such a great job to have their horses on big days spot on, and it's showing in the last few months, and makes it extra special as well. My brother Adrian is here out in the crowd, so for him to watch me on course win another Group 1, it's just massive.
And I said to Mick as well, it's so special for you because Adelaide was your home for a long time with the Kennelwells.
Yeah, it was, and you know, if it wasn't for Lloydie and the team, it probably you know, I wouldn't be in Melbourne. It's just simple as that. He was the one that wanted me to go and push for me. And, you know, credit has to go to Lloydie and Gary, that pretty much, and Joey Bowditch as well. You know, they taught me everything I knew. And, you know, I just hope I've done everyone proud. Mum and Dad watching at home, I'm pretty sure there'll be a few tears shed. And my brother Jono as well, he loves it. He gets nice and rowdy. So, yeah, I'm just absolutely wrapped.
Yeah, we're wrapped for you too, mate. Well done.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Zach Spain there.
Oh, great stuff. Well done to Zach Spain. So who would have thought, we're thinking so much about the pressure in the race and then the leader kicks and wins. Dean, I think about that race and how different it could have been with so many other scenarios. But anyway, let's concentrate on the winner. That was fantastic. Who made the way into the Black Book for you?
Going to go to race 6, Richo, at Flemington. I thought morning.
Hope you've enjoyed a great Saturday afternoon of racing. Bruce, we start with the Group 1 highlight.
And Lombardo did it all the way, and what a great result for Victorian horses when you think about it. Lombardo, Halvorsen, the astrologers, they're at a certain level, aren't they? But this bloke unbeaten in Adelaide, Zach, gets a second Group 1, and for Mick Price and Michael Keppel, Mick's now got 39 Group 1, 7 of them in South Australia, so he wins his third Goodwood, so it rolls on. So he's a very, very good horse. We know that. He's now a Group 1 winner. He's the son of I Am Invincible. He's a gelding, and he'll train on, and he'll be competitive in those lower tier Group 1s as I speak. So the Lord Mayor's Cup, this was a big result, I reckon, for Hopeful. I think this horse has got a pretty good future. He was a stakes winner over in Europe. He showed a lot of guts today. Annabelle Neesham had talked about him this morning, about how he reminded her a little bit of Zaki and things like that, and for Rachel King, another good result in the Lord Mayor's Cup. So we saw Polly Gray go to big things after this. This is a very different type of horse, but I feel like the bar can be raised. And this was the surprise packet. It was the straight 6, Ocean Beyond for Andrew Bobbin. That was probably the big story. Richo, you told that story so brilliantly about his background. Absolutely love that. For Linda, Katie, great to see her with a big win. And the way he finished off today, you do feel like this won't be the only stakes race he'll be very competitive in. So a surprise in the straight 6. There's some of the highlights of what's been a great day of racing.